So making his Sons of Montezuma podcast debut, we have with us on the show the founder and CEO, the Swish League Pro-Am. We want to welcome in Kwaku Amoaku. Now, you usually go by Koo, right? Is
Yes.
that how we should call you? All right.
Yeah, everybody calls me Koo. Yeah. Everybody in San Diego that knows me calls me Koo, and the kids that know me call me Coach Koo. So,
Coach Koo, I like it. Well,
Yes,
welcome
sir.
to the show, man. We really appreciate you making the time and joining us for a few minutes to talk about the Swish League coming up. We're all excited about it.
it's been a lot of fun, and we grow every year, and especially being able to do this with SDSU and the other schools on the block as well too, UCSD, USD, and being able to help them and get to know the people and the coaching staffs and things like that. It's been a good run, man. So we're having a lot of fun, and we're trying to get this to be something that runs here for 40 years. Same thing like the Drew or the thing they do in Houston. Those types of things. We want to have an established pro-am here, for the next 34 years if possible. So that's kind of what we're trying to do.
That's awesome to hear, man. That hoops culture in San Diego is a beautiful thing to see it growing. And of course, anytime Aztecs Nation jumps onto something, I mean, I've seen so many videos go viral last year, last league. Of course, Fiend, SD Sports Fiend, our co-host, he couldn't be here today, but you could not hear him in the gym last time. It was like the whole show was there in the stands just making noise.
Absolutely. So. No, he was front and center at every game, man. I loved it. He was a big time fan, man. Big time fan for sure.
Who are some of the players that have come through the league that you would say are notable?
Oh wow! I mean, there's a whole host of players. I mean, if you can just start with the Aztecs that have come through. Malcolm has played, Billy White has played, Deshaun has played, DJ's played. There's just so many guys that have come through the gym. Aztec-wise, Matt Mitchell, Matt Bradley was our MVP last year. He kind of put everybody on notice during the league last year what it was going to be like, and everything he was doing in the summer, he just as soon as he got in the league, he hit the ground running and kept going with the team. So there's been a lot of notable Aztecs that have played like those guys, and then we've even had guys as high as Evan Mobley and Isaiah Mobley played back in 2020 during the COVID year. So I mean, we've had a lot of high level players that have come through the gym, and it's been a lot of fun. And again, it's not just about playing ball, right? It's about being in the gym and rubbing elbows with other professionals, other high level D1 guys, D2 guys. That you can learn, you make connections, you make friends, that type of thing. And it, for a basketball community to grow, they need to kind of be tight knit and know each other and kind of keep expanding it out. This is kind of a way to be able to do that every summer for a couple months.
Yeah. How does one participate in the Swish League, whether as a team or as a player or maybe even as a potential sponsor or some type of connection there? Give us some insight to that.
Yeah, great question. So as far as with players and teams, so we have things that we call buy-ins. So we have limited spots. So this, we usually don't try to go over 12 or 16 teams because we don't want the league to be watered down. We want it to be very strong with all 12 teams very strong. So there's limited spots there. So what we try to do is have buy-in teams, which is basically a general manager will pay a team fee. And then he is responsible for finding his roster, finding a coach for his roster, any guys that he's bringing in and making sure he keeps up with our director of basketball operations, things like that. And they can pay a fee for that. And then there's also people who are in this program that have been with us and kind of believe the vision and love San Diego State and want to help San Diego State and USD and UCSD, that they donate money to basically sponsor teams. And that side of it, when they do that, we will find players for them. We'll find coaches for them as well too. And then we'll put out the best team possible that we can. And that is a fee as well too. That's a team fee, which is a little bit more. That's more of it's called a sponsorship fee that we do for that one as well too. And then for players, individual players that want to get in, we don't charge players anything. It's usually free to all players. So what we do is we have what we call a free agent pool. So let's say this year we may have 12 teams, eight or nine of them, 10 of them will be buy-in teams. And then we'll put in 2 Swish teams where those teams will just have Swish name on it. And we put the rosters together, and it'll be usually guys that were out of the free agent pool that didn't get picked up to buy-in teams. Those teams when we put together, we match them, make sure we have the right amount of right mix of guards, forwards, bigs, that type of stuff. Make sure those teams are really competitive, and then we put those teams out on the floor and they go from there. And the way to get into that is to hit us up on social media, which would be Instagram, or you can hit us through email, info@swish.net, San Diego Swish.net. Any of those, you can be able to contact us, give us your information. We'll put you in the player pool, and we vet you as well too. So we'll take your name. We usually like to take some kind of a resume or some kind of stats, accolades, things like that. Because again, we don't just want regular guys off the street, giving us resumes and saying, hey, you know what, I scored 50 in the men's league the other night. I need to be up in here. You know what I'm saying? This is strictly for professionals and high-level college players. So those are the ones we're trying to help. So we put you guys in the pool. We'll take names, and then there's kind of a ranking system where as far as, the higher level players are always going to get put on teams, things like that. And it's been very successful so far, moving forward. We've actually had a couple teams that were Swish teams that won it. The team last year with Matt Bradley was not a buy-in team. That was a team that we formed for Swish, and that team actually beat a sponsored team last year, represented by Jeff Goodall and the Goodall group. So,
Jeff.
Yeah. So it's just a mix. Like we want to make the league competitive. So some of these buy-in teams are really high level. For instance, probably our top team in the league the last 3 years is called the Reapers. The general manager is the guy named David Holloway, and he has teams. I mean, he's the one that had Evan Mobley, Isaiah Mobley, guys like Evan Fitzner, Deshaun Stevens, Johnny D, Christian Oshida. All those guys have been on that team at one point or another. So that's been a really strong team over the years. So teams have been here trying to catch up, and it's kind of been an arms race here this year. So this league we're expecting it to be super highly competitive, because everybody's trying to keep up. So yeah, we're excited.
What do you think, Mike? You think us two as coaches and general managers? I think the Sons of Monty team has a good
absolutely. That sounds fantastic. Let's do it.
I mean, I'll be on the bench drinking a cocktail watching the game, and I'm not going to be able to help anything, fundamentally. I know that.
Pat Riley style. I'm going to slick my hair back.
Style, Winning time style right there. That's what that is.
We can call them the Sons of Maverick. Sons of Maverick, and come in with the helmet and stuff.
Well, Coach Koo, we appreciate you coming on, man. Before we let you go, one final question before you give us all the contact info that people need to watch the league and the dates, all that good stuff. All right. So how are we looking at Aztecs basketball moving forward now that this team is assembled? It's a strong team now that Nathan Mensah is back.
Yes, sir. We're really excited. It was a tough process going through this whole thing with Nathan. I know a lot of people don't know that. We brought Nathan here to the United States 9 years ago, and it's been a long journey with him. And getting him to his degree was our goal, and we're there now. And him having an opportunity to play professional and having options, is something we needed to explore. And it's also something where he just needed to have the experience of doing that. And so he took his time. He did all the due diligence. This, I think, is going to be unbelievable. I think this season is going to be fantastic. It's part of the reason why, Nathan wanted to come back and why I was excited for him to make the decision to come back. And, again, like I was saying earlier, in this answer, Nathan needs to get better. He understands that to be able to have his legitimate shot at the NBA the way he wants it to be. And the byproduct of him getting better is, helping to make San Diego State that much better if he is strong on the offensive end. So, it helps out both. He's going to have the opportunity here to do that. He's going to be free to be able to kind of play offensively and expand his game offensively. So, it's a great place, man. And like I was saying, with all the different pieces that they have now, it's just unbelievable, man, when you bring in, Micah and Darian and these guys. But then you have guys coming back. I mean, you can plug guys in. You can full court press. You can half court press. You can trap in a half court. You could play fast. You can play slow. You can play big, play small. I mean, as a coach, me being a coach, that's just something you want. I mean, you die for something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's they definitely have a top 10 team. They definitely have a Final Four, Elite Eight type of team. So it's hard to pass that up unless you got some guarantees. So we just didn't have those. So it was we felt it was best for him to come back. And and the good thing is, we had conversations about it, but he never thought about going anywhere else. This is where his heart is. He loves Dutch. He loves the campus. He loves the guy. He loves his teammates. Loves the coaching staff here. So he wanted to stay and finish it here. And I think last year kind of left a bad taste in his mouth also, kind of going out the way they did against Creighton, and he didn't have a great game like he normally would have. So he's got some motivation, man. And a motivated Nathan is a scary Nathan. I really truly believe that. So he's going to be a problem for everybody this year, because he's coming in to prove not just to San Diego fans, but to the Mountain West itself. He's trying to put them on notice, and to the NBA people. Like, he wants to prove that he is an NBA level player, and he knows that this is his last year to do it. So you're getting a guy who is just motivated to just go out there and put everything he has into it. So we're excited, man, for this year. It's gonna be fun.
We are too. We're excited to have him back, man. I mean, we would have rooted for him either way, but we're excited to have him back, and we're looking forward to him and all these guys coming back. And I kept my season tickets down there, so hopefully we'll bump into you at a few games down there and say hello. So we're
I pop in and out. I try to stay hidden and be quiet, but I'm kind of a big guy, so sometimes I can't hide too well. So
right. I get
You'll
that.
see me. I'm on the bench.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, that's one thing, Sons of Montezuma, we don't stay quiet, man. I'm a fierce defender of Nathan's game, because, man, these refs got to give the defending defensive player of the conference more respect, man. These foul calls are driving me insane. It's like every single time. Like, he's the best defender in the conference. Like, you got to give that man some more respect. I don't get it.
Absolutely, man. I agree with you. And, on the defensive side, he has it. Like, I've heard coaches talk about, they game plan for Nathan to switch him off of certain players and things like that, because they don't want him guarding their point guards, or, which is crazy that you talk about a kid who's 6'10", 6'11", that, a point guard doesn't want to see him on you on the 3-point line. That's just so rare. So they definitely don't give him the respect. I do think they call a lot of ticky-tack fouls here and there, but on the other side of that too, Nathan has to kind of mature and get to the point where he doesn't put himself in those situations, and know and understand things. Like, as a coach, when you have one of your top players out there, sometimes they have to give up something just to stay on the floor for the long run. You know what I'm saying? So instead of taking that second foul with 7 minutes to go in the first half, sometimes you got to let that one go, just understanding that 5 minutes left to go in the game, that foul is going to come back, and you got that. You know what I mean? So it's
so tough. Yeah.
He has to learn that as well too. And he's gotten better over the year. And I think, going into this year now, like I said, he's so motivated. And not that he wasn't motivated before. He always has a chip on his shoulder, but now it's so much to prove and so much on the line. I just think that it only benefits San Diego State that much more to have him really, really ready to go this next year. So,
yeah, I mean, his maturation from the day he started here to now is impressive. I mean, I don't remember anybody who's grown, I guess, if this is the best way to put it, basketball wise,
right,
as him since I've been seeing San Diego State, and I've been watching him since the 90s. So him and in his growth has been great to see. Selfishly, we're really excited to have him back. And you know what, man? What a great smile. Guy's got a great smile. Like, you see him smile on the bench. You're like, how do you not just smile? Like, so his enthusiasm and his how he handles the ups and downs is great to see. And I'm really excited to see what he can do this year. I think it's going to be a great year for him.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And, I definitely would encourage anybody that knows Nathan or knows Nathan's story. There's a lot of kids that we have that we brought here, to the United States from Africa, from our organization, which is called the African Youth Basketball Organization. It's A.Y.B.O. And we've brought probably close to 30 kids here, kind of that are on the same path as Nathan. Nathan is just the most recognizable because of the situation he is in here in San Diego, and being, to me, which on a national program, because at this point now they're no longer mid-major. San Diego State is a national program to me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's they don't get the same recognition as Nathan because they're not, playing in programs like this. But there's a lot of kids out here that we're trying to help that have the same story as Nathan or similar stories to Nathan, where they're just trying to do this for their families. And if anybody knows Nathan, that's why he's here. That's why he's doing this. That's why he's putting himself through a lot of this. And he's sacrificed a lot to be here. And there's a lot of kids that do the same. So if anybody wants to help out kids like this or help out Nathan, they can definitely go on our Instagram, which is A.Y.B.O Hoops, or they can go on the website A.Y.B.O Hoops and just kind of read the stories. And if it compels you, donate. just try to help out, and all money goes to the kids, for anything from toiletries and bedding to, helping kids get passports and visas so they can come over here to the United States and go to school. So it's been a good program. It's been a good nonprofit program we've been running here since 2010. And it produces kids like Nathan. And, these kids are just really good kids. As a lot of people that know around the program know him, or if you talk to anybody, they'll let you know. And all these kids come in with the same kind of respect for, being here, and the same kind of work ethic and things like that. So it's been a great program. So just wanted to put that out there. If anybody wants to get out there and help us out, it's A.Y.B.O Hoops.
Cool. Absolutely, man. That's definitely one thing with our platform we want to do is just, bring up these other causes or
yep.
Whether it's a nonprofit or anything like that. And absolutely. it's all Aztecs related, right? It's all part of the community. So
absolutely.
Gotta do it.
Yeah. We've had 2 kids. Actually, they were recruiting a 3rd one, but then we've had 4 kids actually, but that have been interested in San Diego State. 2 of them actually ended up going to San Diego State. Joel Mensah was the other one. So yeah, Joel Mensah is now at Cal State San Marcos. So we're definitely, even though we're an international program, we're a community program. We're a San Diego community program. So a lot of these kids come here and are here in different programs. I mean, there's even kids here that are in prep schools, Balboa Prep and things like that. So we're trying to just help these kids to kind of just change. It's not about basketball. Basketball is just kind of the vehicle they use to get out and to help their families and help better their own lives. It's a much bigger story than that. So yeah, definitely anybody that's interested, would love you to kind of chime in there and take a look at the at A.Y.B.O Hoops or the Swish Foundation as well.
All right, Coach. Well, the Swish League, you can find them swishproam.com in San Diego, June 23rd through August 6th. Games are on Thursdays at 3:30 and Saturdays at 12 noon, and they're all played at La Jolla Country Day High School. Am I getting that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then the Women's League, also June 23rd to August 6th, but on Saturdays, and they begin at 11 a.m. also at La Jolla Country Day High School.
Country Day. Yep.
So
yep. And everything
free
is
entry.
Free entry. Food, we got concessions there. We'll have some vendors there set up as well too. But just come out. We'll have different days. We're looking at a military day where we have an ALS night. We'll have a kid day. So we'll have different theme days to make sure families can come out and enjoy it. And again, we know, this is San Diego. There's a lot to do, especially on Saturdays, in the summertime. But, even coming and spending a couple hours, and it's just different access, man. Like, when you go to a San Diego State game and you're sitting in those stands, you don't get to see Nathan or Matt Bradley right up front and go shake a hand or say hello and talk to them. But this is a venue where you get a chance to do that and be really interactive. And, especially for kids, this is a big deal. So, man, we want the public to come out, support it. This is a San Diego thing. We're San Diego guys. We've been here, for the last 4 years, but all of us that run this program, which is myself, Mike Howell, Steve Jones, John Pasquini, those are the 4 top guys. But, we're all San Diego guys. We love San Diego. Our kids go to school here. We played ball here in San Diego. So, we've been here for a long time. So, we want this to be a San Diego program. We want San Diego to be proud of it and to come out and support, man. And we're going to do our job on our end to support San Diego as much as we can. So we need the support to come back.
That's a great way to end it right there, man. We appreciate your time, Coach Koo. Thank you for making time for the show.
Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir.
There you have it. A big thank you to Coach Koo for joining the Sons of Montezuma. We're really excited for this annual summer league, the premier summer basketball league in San Diego. So Team Cabrillo has 2 Aztecs, one current Aztec in Cade Alger. The other is a former Aztec, Cam Rooks, 7'1", the big center out of San Marcos. He was a transfer to the Aztecs on that championship team, that Mountain West championship team in 2017 and 18. Next is Team ALA, and they have 3 Aztecs as well, 2 current. Jaden Ledee, the big 6'9", 240-pound forward, the transfer from TCU. There's a lot of expectations for that young man, so it's really cool to see him. And also Chad Baker, the Mountain West 6 Man of the Year award winner. It's really going to be cool to have both Ledee and Baker together to get even more synergy together on those forward spots. And hey, they got Trey Pulliam on that team. And even though Trey is now graduated and moved on from San Diego State, him ideally running the point there on that team, I'm sure will further help the guys with, possibly offensive sets and whatnot. So 3 Aztecs on Team ALA. Next up is Team Pro Energy, and they got a heavy-hitting duo of Nathan Mensah and Lamont Butler. Now, this is a pairing we love to see. Lamont and Nathan are both poised to have breakout years. I still stand by Lamont being able to run the point, but no matter which guard spot he holds down, this pairing, possibly running pick and rolls, if they can link up more, that's a beautiful thing. Now, Team Multi-Level is awesome. We get to see 2 iconic members of that 2011 Sweet 16 team represented here. And of course, Billy White. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see as many ballers from those years one more time together. But this will just be an absolute treat to watch. Up next is Team Elite Ballers, and they have one former Aztec on that team, the all-time shot blocker in SDSU history and a fan favorite, straight out of Inglewood, Skylar Spencer. Gonna be great to see that guy out on the court again. I wonder if he's wearing number 0 still. I'm not sure. Up next is Team Athletes First ALS that consists of Matt Bradley, Kashad Johnson, and Devin Watson. Now, this is a strong trio. Tons of firepower between those 3. Bradley is a bucket. Kashad, we've all been seeing the progress on social media with Kashad. And of course, Devin Watson was just an amazing player, especially that championship run year in 2018. Team 619 consists of Miles Bird and Elijah Saunders. This youth movement duo, we haven't seen a lot on the court yet, so it's going to be real interesting to keep an eye on these guys. Team J-Law B-Ball consists of DeMarshe Johnson, Jared Barnett, and the same thing goes for this young duo. Definitely want to keep your eye out on these guys. Team HIT and Team Dog Hours, they don't have any Aztecs on there, so we'll have to see what they pull off there in the Swish League. Now, maybe one of the coolest names is Team Reapers, and they got Deshaun Stevens, just an athletic forward, part of those electric teams from 2011 to 2013. He's played all over the globe since moving on from state. And the last team is That Goods Life. They have Micah Parrish and Darian Trammell, the 2 new transfers. You bind them together as the newcomers. It's very interesting to see. And you can't forget, Joe Mensah, the one-time Aztec, is also on That Goods Life. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode, number 57 of the Sons of Montezuma Kiss the Rings podcast. Stay tuned for more, and please go give us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts. Let other Aztecs fans know about the Sons of Montezuma movement. And until next time, this is Mateo San Diego signing off. sonsofmontezuma.com. Go Aztecs.